Here's part 7 of the Haunted Forest tour.
So the people in the tram split into two different groups. The people that were going to weaponize, save themselves, and venture out of the forest, and the people that were going to also weaponize but stay and defend the tram. There was an all-out verbal argument between the two groups of, no, we need to stay and protect ourselves. The help is coming. And the other group was like, no, the radio is broken. They're not going to know we're out here stranded without communication. They won't know for probably hours. We got to find a way out. We're only 2 miles in. We can hike out if we have the means to defend ourselves. So Tommy, the 6-year-old boy, his Aunt Jeannie were in the group of leaving. Jeannie tried to convince her husband, the CEO Hollywood person, very important. We need to go, honey. You need to come with us. We can protect ourselves. We have to protect Tommy. We got to get out of here. But Jed, the uncle, the husband, was like, no, I'm going to stay here. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm not going to go into the disgusting woods. Everyone here is capable of defending themselves, so I'm going to stay right here. Well, that just went as swimmingly as you'd expect. So the group leaving the tram was Jeannie, the aunt, Tommy, the 6-year-old boy, Christopher, our semi-main character from the beginning, his mother, Mindy, Lee, the horror critic / World War II vet, former Marine, might I add, the tram driver, Eddie, who is an older man and kind of wild, Barbara, the tour guide, and I think 1 or 2 other people. But everybody else stayed behind to defend themselves. So this little group of venturers left the tram immediately with weapons and things to defend themselves, and they left. And as soon as they did, a group of monsters immediately descended on the group inside the tram and pretty much destroyed and killed everybody inside. This book, all the scenes within this book happen pretty quickly. So as soon as they introduce a character, don't get attached, much like, I can't remember his name, Ned, Norman, the bigger guy who was like, I'm gonna change, and then they immediately killed off the character within paragraphs. This book had a lot of good ideas it was trying to throw at you at once, and they moved the storyline on so quick where it was hard to recover and process everything that was going on. Things just keep happening. Anyway, so as this group was leaving, there was 2 other people that were following behind them pretty close. A girl named Tina and her husband Brad. They were like in their late 20s. Again, it was trying to give you so much information at once with little time to process because Tina and Brad left the tram running and screaming as they were being chased by hellhounds. And as Tina was turning to help Brad up after he briefly tripped, the hellhounds descended, ripped him apart in front of Tina, who freaked out, turned, and tried to go and save him. But in the process of turning around to go assist her disemboweled husband, there was a little girl who was hiding in the bushes, trying to hide from something swooping at them from the treetops. The forest is pitch black, by the way. It's hard to see anything. So Tina quickly made a beeline to also hide in the shrub and assist this little girl in joining the group that was walking away. But almost immediately, this little girl was swooped by a giant humanoid bat thing, grabbed, and strung into the trees. She was just carried away from Tina's arms, and she was killed right in front of Tina. Like, her eyes were pecked out and ripped apart. Gross. Tina was freaking out because she just lost her husband and witnessed the death of this little girl. Brad was being torn apart, and he was... the hellhounds, were on him, and then they left, leaving Brad to be injured. And Tina was freaking out and ran to join Christopher and the group. So a singular paragraph later, Brad woke up covered in blood. and scratches and injuries from being attacked by the hellhounds, and he couldn't remember who he was. He couldn't remember how he got there or what he was looking for, but he knew he was missing his wife, and he crawled himself through the forest a couple feet before another elderly man who was a part of the group stumbled upon him, saw him injured, and he's like, oh God, I gotta help this guy, but he's slow and he's gonna hold me back, and if we get attacked, he's gonna stump my escape. Fine, I'll help him. So this old man helped Brad up and dragged him through the woods a bit.